Hello, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to the Humus Heritage channel. If you've been struggling with underwhelming pumpkin and watermelon harvests, you're about to discover something that will genuinely transform your garden. We're not talking about expensive fertilizers or complicated techniques here. We're talking about harnessing the incredible power of tiny, invisible allies already living in your soil. Stick with me, and by the end of this guide, you'll understand why professional growers have been keeping this simple secret close to their chest. Picture this. Sprawling vines with massive pumpkins the size of beach balls, watermelons so sweet and juicy that your neighbors beg for cuttings, all growing vibrantly in your backyard without relying on harsh chemicals. That's the dream, right? Yet for countless gardeners, the reality looks more like struggling plants, disappointing yields, and that nagging question, why aren't my melons thriving like they should? The truth is, you're not alone in this frustration. Small pumpkins, bland-tasting watermelons, weak vine growth, and premature plant decline are widespread problems that plague even dedicated gardeners. Most of us assume the solution lies in the bag of fertilizer at the garden center or in adding more compost. But here's what professional growers understand, and what I'm about to reveal to you. The real power isn't above the soil, it's beneath it. What if I told you that the answer to prolific harvests isn't actually a product you buy, but rather a living, thriving ecosystem you cultivate? The key is fostering a partnership between your plants and microscopic organisms that have evolved over millions of years to help plants thrive. This isn't some experimental theory, it's backed by decades of agricultural science and proven by growers worldwide. This is the soil microbe boost that can absolutely transform your pumpkin and watermelon game. To unlock this agricultural superpower, we need to talk about the hidden heroes living in healthy soil. We're specifically focusing on two categories of beneficial microbes that form the foundation of a thriving garden ecosystem: arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, often called AMF, and plant growth-promoting bacteria, or PGPB. Arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi are perhaps the most transformative allies you could invite into your garden. These fungi establish a symbiotic relationship with plant roots, and crucially, pumpkins and watermelons are exceptionally responsive to this partnership. Here's how it works. The fungi create an extensive underground network of microscopic filaments called hyphae. These filaments extend far beyond what your plant's roots alone could ever reach, effectively creating a vast exploration network through the soil. Think of it as giving your plant an underground railroad system to access nutrients and water that would otherwise remain locked away and unavailable. The benefits go far beyond simple reach. These fungi are particularly skilled at extracting phosphorus from the soil, a critical nutrient for fruit development that plants struggle to access on their own. They also facilitate nitrogen uptake and help your plants absorb other essential minerals. But the advantages don't stop there. Mycorrhizal plants demonstrate remarkable resilience to environmental stress, particularly drought, which is often the nemesis of watermelon and pumpkin growers. The fungal network helps plants maintain superior water status even when soil moisture is limited, meaning your fruiting crops can push through dry spells without wilting or dropping fruit prematurely. Beyond nutrient and water uptake, these fungi offer disease resistance that's almost like giving your plants an invisible immune system. They compete directly with harmful soil pathogens, reducing the incidence of diseases like fusarium wilt and root rot that can devastate pumpkin and watermelon crops. Some strains even induce systemic resistance throughout the plant, making it harder for diseases to establish a foothold anywhere in the plant tissue. The second category of microbial superstars is plant growth-promoting bacteria, commonly found in genera like Bacillus pseudomonas and Streptomyces. These bacteria, perform multiple functions that directly amplify plant vigor and productivity. Some species can fix nitrogen from the atmosphere, converting it into a form plants can actually use, essentially creating free fertilizer in your soil. Others unlock phosphates and potassium that are chemically bound in the soil, making these nutrients biologically available to your plants. Perhaps most intriguingly, many of these bacteria produce plant hormones, including auxins, gibberellins, and cytokinins. These compounds stimulate root elongation and cell division, creating stronger root systems and more vigorous vine growth, precisely what pumpkins and watermelons need to produce impressive fruit. Now that you understand what these microbes do, let's talk about how to actually implement this strategy in your garden. Building a thriving microbial ecosystem isn't complicated, but it does require understanding a few key principles. The foundation of any successful microbe boost begins with organic matter. Each year, generously incorporate well-rotted compost or aged manure into your beds where you'll be growing pumpkins and watermelons. This organic material provides the carbon energy that beneficial microbes need to establish and multiply. It also improves soil structure, allowing the delicate fungal networks to spread more easily through your soil. When you add compost, you're not just feeding your plants, you're feeding the microbial community that will, in turn, feed your plants far more efficiently than synthetic inputs ever could. Beyond building soil naturally, you can accelerate the process through commercial microbial inoculants. These products contain specific strains of AMF and beneficial bacteria that you can apply directly to your seeds at planting time or mix into the soil around newly transplanted pumpkins and watermelons. Quality matters tremendously here. Invest in products from reputable manufacturers that verify viability and specify the strains included. When applying inoculants, follow the product instructions carefully. Some products require keeping seeds moist for a period before planting, while others mix directly into planting holes. The goal is to ensure the microbes make direct contact with your plant roots as they establish. One critical aspect of maintaining your microbial boost is minimizing soil disturbance. Every time you till, you're disrupting the intricate fungal networks you've worked to establish. Instead of conventional tilling, consider adopting no-till or minimal-till practices. Spread your compost on top of the soil surface, and let earthworms and other soil organisms work it in naturally. If you must till, do it as infrequently as possible, preferably only when establishing new beds. Your soil chemistry also profoundly influences microbial health and activity. Test your soil pH. Pumpkins and watermelons thrive in slightly acidic to neutral soil, from about pH 6 to 7, and this range also supports robust populations of beneficial microbes. Avoid excessive applications of synthetic fertilizers and chemical pesticides, which can actually kill the very microbes you're working to cultivate. This doesn't mean you can never use conventional inputs, but moderation is essential. When you have pest or disease problems, explore biological and organic solutions first, reserving synthetic options for genuine emergencies. Establishing a one-time microbe boost is wonderful, but creating a self-sustaining system is where real magic happens. Think of the first year as planting seeds of soil health that will bear fruit for years to come. To maintain and amplify your microbial populations, consider implementing cover crops during off-season months. As your plants grow, watch closely for the signs that your microbe boost is working. You'll notice stronger, more vigorous vine growth with larger, healthier foliage. Plants will begin flowering earlier in the season and fruit will set more abundantly. The individual pumpkins and watermelons will grow noticeably larger, developing thicker skin and superior flavor. Plants generally appear more robust and resilient to minor stress events like short dry periods or pest pressure. Common pitfalls can undermine your success, so it's worth knowing what to avoid. The biggest mistake is returning to conventional fertilization practices that kill beneficial microbes. High nitrogen synthetic fertilizers can actually slow mycorrhizal colonization and reduce the efficacy of your microbial ecosystem. Similarly, broad-spectrum fungicides meant to control plant diseases will also eliminate your beneficial fungi. Excessive tillage, repeated soil compaction, and poor drainage also suppress microbial populations. If you've invested in building soil health, protect that investment by maintaining practices that support it. The soil microbe boost is not a one-season wonder, it's the foundation of sustainable, prolific harvests for years to come. When you shift your focus from simply adding nutrients to cultivating a living soil ecosystem, you unlock a level of plant performance that conventional gardening rarely achieves. Your pumpkins will grow larger, your watermelons will taste sweeter, and your entire garden will become more resilient and self-sustaining. I encourage you to implement these strategies for your next growing season and share your results with our community. Comment below with your experiences. Tell us about the size of your pumpkins, the flavor of your watermelons, and how the microbe boost transformed your harvest. Connect with fellow gardeners in our community and learn from their successes and challenges. If you found this guide valuable, please subscribe to the Humus Heritage channel for more deep dives into soil biology, sustainable gardening practices, and proven techniques for growing phenomenal vegetables and fruits. Share this guide with gardening friends who are ready to stop struggling and start experiencing the harvests they deserve. Together, we're building a community of gardeners who understand that healthy soil equals healthy plants equals abundant harvests. Here's to your most spectacular pumpkin and watermelon season yet.